Absolutely.
Who have we got this week, and why are they School of the Week?
Well, it's a college. It's a sixth form college, and it's the only sixth form college in the area, actually. It's the sixth form college in Birkenhead. And they're doing something pretty special, actually. And we've got Deputy Principal Mike Kilbride on the phone, so be good to talk to you. Hiya, Mike.
Hi, Liz. Nice to talk to you again.
Absolutely, yeah.
And congratulations, you're at our School of the Week, and it's all about your B-Part programme. Just tell us about what it's about and how you got involved in it.
Yes, B-Part is our work on developing the whole person here at the college. And we're very proud of the results that we get. Fantastic A-level results. And, I don't want to brush over those. A lot of work goes into those. But what we want to do here is we want to try and tackle some of the challenges and issues that young people are facing in the current times. And a lot of young people have issues around sort of anxiety. Perhaps they are not as positive as they need to be, lacking resilience. Now, we could just hope that these attributes are going to develop naturally, but we wanted to actually deliberately sort of tackle them. And so we have a team of psychologists here, and they have developed this program which we call B-Part. And it stands for, the part bit stands for positivity, ambition, resilience and thoughtfulness. And they're the key areas that we're trying to get our students to actively confront and engage in. And so this is actually a training program. The students are on it for initially 6 weeks, and then they revisit it from time to time through the course of the year. And so we'll get them to look at in terms of positivity. We ask them questions about, okay, what are you grateful for? Because if people can start to appreciate what they have, then they can be positive about that, then it can take away a lot of negative thinking.
Right. Mike, can I just say that I live on the Wirral, and I've heard about this, but you've got Liverpool John Moores involved, have you not? Is that where the psychologists come in?
Well, we have the support of their psychology team. Professor David Betwain, who is one of the sort of senior members of staff there, he is helping us with the project. So we designed the initial project itself, and then we thought we really want some external validation of this and some external support. So where better to go to than one of our local universities? Who better to go to? Someone who's actually sort of a national figure in this area, David Betwain, Professor David Betwain. So he's been advising us on how we can refine, develop the programme, but also how we can actually measure its impact. I think a lot of times people have these initiatives where they try and get students to do these sorts of programs, and they'll have lectures and activities, but you don't really know if it's having an effect.
Right. Okay.
So what we've got is we've got the university who are coming in sort of saying, looking at our students, doing attitudinal surveys, measuring things with them, and then the programme will be measured in terms of the impact it has on these particular attributes.
Right. So it will, in fact, be, you've used the word measurable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I suppose in these times when we've got to make sure that all the resources we've got are having an impact, then we don't want to be just sort of doing something just for sort of window dressing. And so this is really important. We've got to get it right, and the only way we get it right is by having good people working on it, but also being open to external people coming in and sort of saying, you know what, that's good, but you could do that a little bit differently. And that's why a trusted partner like John Moores University is absolutely ideal in this respect. So
you are doing something which actually is groundbreaking, but is it just for the young people of Birkenhead, Mike? I mean, you're called the college, the sixth form college Birkenhead. So, I assume you get students coming in from Birkenhead. Where else?
Well, interestingly, I was looking at these figures just a couple of weeks ago. 19% of our students come from Birkenhead. That's all. Right. So 81% of our students come from outside of Birkenhead, and that's right across the Wirral, even into Cheshire.
I was going to say, which is your furthest?
We have people come from North Wales. Wow. So from Flint in North Wales. Right. Now that's a commute and a half, isn't it?
What time do they set off? About 6 in the morning, is it?
Yeah, I think just when they get home in the evening, they sort of just turn around and come back again.
Absolutely.
But that's an extreme one. But we've got plenty of people who come from in and around the Chester area and Neston and places like close to that. We also have an increasing number of people coming from Liverpool. Right. And that's interesting because, of course, there is no sixth form college in Liverpool.
No, that's right. Yeah.
And so I think increasingly people are sort of saying, I like the sort of way in which the sixth form college operates, being specialists in, A-level provision and being a stepping stone to university. Yeah. And so we have had quite a number. Really, over the last couple of years, we've seen those numbers grow. Yeah. And we're very open to that.
Yeah. I mean, I have been into the college some years ago. I did some work, as you will know, with Catherine Podmore, your head.
That's right.
And I can quite honestly testify to the air of I don't know, college, university feeling that you get when you walk the corridors. It really does. Quite seriously, and I have said this before, it feels more like a higher education college than a further education college, if you wish.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who come are impressed by what people say. It's quiet. There's a sense of studiousness. And I think that's what a lot of people who come to the college sort of say. A lot of people seem to be working very diligently. So I suppose some people have a sort of sense that maybe colleges are a little bit more, I don't know, those people dancing on the tables, whatever, which I'm sure they don't. But here, you won't be people dancing on the tables and people sat at tables reading, writing, working on computers and so on. And so we do give the students an awful lot of pastoral support.
Right.
But I think it's very important that when people come from a school environment and they're thinking about going into work or university, I think we're the ideal stepping stone for that, because we have an awful lot, as I said, of pastoral support. So the students aren't left to flounder, but they are expected to sort of take on the serious side of their work and take responsibility for that. And that works really, really well as that bridging. So we know that when students leave here and go on to university and go into the world of work, that they're very successful, because we've essentially trained them and prepared them for that. And we'll prepare them academically.
Yeah.
This B-Part programme.
Yeah, you're bringing in an extra dimension, aren't you?
Yeah, try to prepare them sort of mentally and emotionally.
And what do you get if you do the B-Part programme? You obviously don't get a grade for doing that, presumably. Is it certification, or is it a case of just it doesn't really matter as long as you've gone through it, then that's enough?
Yeah, I mean, we issue the students with a certificate. But I think that's a really interesting question, because one of the things that we find with young people these days is that they're quite utilitarian. They often want something. And we're trying to get away from the idea that they have to get a grade in this. It's about the quality of the course itself and about learning the skills embedded within it. So in some respects, the fact that they don't get a grade is an important part of what the course is about. Because it's not just about passing an exam. It's not just about getting that A or that B. Hey, we want our students to get that in their, their chemistry, their physics, or biology. But we want them to develop the skills and to develop the sort of emotional competence that this course will give them. And not everything has to have that defined outcome. But yeah, we do give them a certificate.
Mike, thank you for coming on the show today. Really appreciate you coming on and telling us about the programme. The Sixth Form College Birkenhead, Mike Kilbride, Deputy Principal, this week's School of the Week.
Cheers, Mike.
Les Stewart, thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Great to
mate.
see you this week.